So you're looking for a reasonable sized vehicle with a good carrying capacity, whether that's through your business and your business needs, or whether that's what you do in your hobbies or in your home life, or just what you need a vehicle for. If it's through your business, then tax advantages would be handy. So a VAT qualifying vehicle would be handy, where you can claim elements of tax back. Speak to your accountant. Um, but the thought of a van doesn't excite you. It wouldn't excite me. I'm not going to lie. A panel van wouldn't be my most exciting choice to get up in the morning and jump into. You want something comfortable. Off-road capabilities would be lovely, but not absolutely necessary. But something with a bit of character, something you can look forward to driving. Behind me is a 2021 Land Rover Defender 110 hardtop, and I'll show you what the hardtop means in a minute. It's a D300, which means it's a 3-litre 6-cylinder turbo diesel, and it's an SE, and it's got a beautifully chosen options list for the vehicle that it is. My name is Paul. I'd like to show you around. So here we are. So this is a 2021 Land Rover Defender 110 SE D300. So it's diesel, 3-litre, coming on 300 horsepower. It has done 57,000 miles, a little over 57,000 miles, which you might think, oh, that's quite high mileage. And I would probably say as well, if I hadn't looked at it. If you were to say to me, oh, you're going to go and look at a commercial vehicle with 57,000 miles on it, I'm not going to get excited. But when this vehicle turned up and I had a good look over it, which I'm going to show you now, I was excited. I just thought, this is such a well-kept vehicle. A lot of commercial vehicles can suffer some quite hard use. The nature of the beast. People do tend to buy them and use them for all sorts, whether it's on a farm or whether it's for business, on a building site, or just for tax advantages. Land Rover Discoveries have been used for tax advantages for a while, the commercial version. The previous shape Land Rover Defender certainly was, although it wasn't anywhere near as comfortable as the car that's in front of me now. It has a full Land Rover main dealer service history. And I'm now going to walk around and show you some of the condition of the car. So this is Santorini black, which is metallic black. We've got the wider wheel arch extensions, which are in black plastic. So these are actually really good for if you're getting close to things, bushes and that sort of thing. It's a lot easier on the car to have something plastic to protect it from scraping bushes and that sort of thing. If you look at the reflection of that Jaguar in the door, that gives you an indication as to what condition these panels are in. This isn't a car that's been used primarily as a van. This is a car that's had a lot more care taken by the owner. It's a 2-owner car. The second owner is the one who's had it for the longest time. I'm pretty certain the first one was pretty much flipped for a profit. 20-inch alloy wheels in gloss black with general grabber all-terrain tyres. Now the all-terrain tyres, fabulous off-road, fabulous on all terrains. They do last, in my experience, they do last better than standard road tyres do. There's more tread on them. But the wheels there, you can see, are in lovely condition. This tread pattern there is very good on the road, very good in wet conditions. And then he's taken the idea of putting decent sized mud flaps behind those all-terrain tyres, which has meant that the side sills and these steps are all still in lovely condition and not chipped by stones and things coming off the road. You've got the tread plate style wing tops. You're not realistically going to stand on those like you might have done with the previous shape one, but they look good. large door mirrors, which for a large car makes it feel a lot smaller, because when you can see where you're going and what you're doing, that does make it a lot easier to use. There's a bull bar of sorts on the front. Of course, it's not going to eject a kangaroo 30 feet into the air in the outback, but it does look pretty cool. And if you do happen to nudge something, it's basically a plastic unit with some plastic protection here as well. But it does make the front end look pretty cool. And if you look underneath here, you can see it's nice and solid underneath. So a little bit of terrain isn't going to be too much of a bother. Again, down the left hand side, wheels are in lovely condition. You can see the black plastic wheel arch extensions. I'll come to the snorkel in a minute. I'm just going to cast your eye down through the door there, so you can see no panel gaps, no interruptions in panels. Although that door isn't shut properly. It is now. And you can see that cute little Rover over there very clearly in the reflection of that paintwork. Again, steps with two flat sections, one for the front doors, one for the rear doors. Decent sized mud flaps, front and rear. We have a ladder. Now the ladder locks, and then you can pull that out. I've done this in the photo, so I won't pull it out now, but that folds down and you can actually stand on it, and it's strong enough, and you can load things onto this full length roof system. So to call it a roof rack is a bit of an understatement. It's a big racking system. You can see by the profile of it, it's designed to be aerodynamic, so it doesn't create too much wind noise. It doesn't affect your fuel economy too badly, but it's big enough and strong enough to carry pretty much whatever you care to put on it. I'm going to move back around to the snorkel. So the snorkel has the vent, so the wind hits this section and goes past. So if it's raining, you don't get rain in. So with a rear facing snorkel here, the rain coming through, unless you're going at 60 miles an hour backwards, you're not going to get any rain in here that runs into your induction system. But this means that you can put this car through deeper water than you could do normally, because it stops water from coming into the air intake system, which is what hydraulics and kills engines on people who dare to go too deep into water. On top of that, this car has got height adjustable air suspension, which means that you've got a wading depth between 2'6" at the lower setting, 2'9" at the medium setting, and 2'11" at the higher setting. I'll show you the settings in a second. So water and other obstacles are not a bother for this car. It's very, very capable. And as I say, when you're loading things onto the back, that ladder is plenty strong enough to take your weight. Now I'm going to open up the back. Now this is where we can see, it's very obvious to show, this is not a heavily used interior. This is not a car that's been primarily used as a van for throwing all sorts of stuff in the back of, because all the interior is in lovely condition. 57,000 miles. That's wonderful. You've got a big, thick loading mat here. That will take a lot of wear and tear before it starts to look shabby. You can see you've got the trademark quarter lights at the top on either side. If I zoom up there, you can see there's some coat hooks. I don't know whether to take that off or not really, but it's pretty cool actually. And then here we have your height adjustable suspension and tow bar. So this has got, at the moment there is no tow bar. If I press and hold that, although I think maybe the ignition is not in the car, give me 1 second. does help to have everything all set up before you do these. There we go. I love these LED lights. They look really cool and they look nice on the road. So press the button and now you can hear electric motors whirring, and out pops your tow bar, complete with electrics. No dirty hands, no locking it in, no faffing around with keys in the dark. You press the button and it's deployed. Press the button again, pops the stuff away again like it was never there in the first place. That's a lovely option. Nice to see we've had a tread plate style cover on top of the bumper. Again, care has been taken to keep this vehicle in nice condition, and that's all the things that I think are important going forward, because this car, generally a VAT qualifying car, is nearly new, very low mileage, or a brand new car, but something like this saves you a hell of a lot of money and you can still have the advantages of a tax of VAT that you can reclaim through your business, or some of it through your business. Now here we have your suspension. There we go. Just leaving my camera hand to where it is, and you can see that that's now dropped. That's your ride height. So now we have what they call the access setting. So I'm looking here at the gap there. So I've got probably two fingers worth of gap there. That helps you to load things in and out of the back if you've got something heavy to put on or put in. And then if I press the up, I'm holding my camera hand still so you can see the rise and you can hear the tires moving, and that has come up quite a bit. I'm just going to raise it all the way up there, and now what I could previously get 2 fingers in, you can see that's a big difference in terms of ride height. That's going to get you through deeper water, that's going to get you over more terrain, that's going to give you a lot more ground clearance. At a press of a button. Handy to be able to do it from this side, because of course the back end of the car is where you load any luggage and bits and pieces, whatever you're going to put in here. I'm going to pop this floor up. Under here you can see the tools, but there's a bit more storage as well. And I don't know if you can see from here, but there's a hatch there and a hatch here. So if I open the doors, you can see you can lock that one and you can lock this one as well. That one opens and it gives you access both ways, but I'm just going to open the top. And you can see that, and the door behind it, that gives you more space all the way to the other side. So if you're not using this as a commercial vehicle and you're using this camping or any kind of sort of adventure style usage, you've got lockable stowage which you cannot see from the outside anywhere. And I'll show you on this side, it's exactly the same. Because it's a van, they block off the windows with this panel here. So you can see, if I just pop that open, you can see there, someone's left a little sticker in there, but essentially you've got a very usable space, decent size, and it's secure. So moving to the inside, you can see here illuminated sill guards. That's your interior panel. Nice and soft, nice and comfortable. No excessive wear. No excessive wear on the seats. So you haven't had someone who's careless or what have you on these seats. They are in lovely, lovely condition. They are electric, so this one does the base of the seat, backwards and forwards, up and down, and that one does the back of the seat. It's beeping at me because the ignition's on. I'm going to show you here, we have the Meridian sound system. I'm going to turn that off. And then around the inside, And one of the lovely options this car has is the jump seat. So because you have a van style back end and a bulkhead, you can see through. You only have the two seats generally, unless you have this one, which is called a jump seat. And then you can see there, we've got a proper 3-point seat belt and some space down there for the feet. Now, if I pull that forward, which I think I just need to do with my other hand. I'm going to put the phone down. Just the way I was sitting was making that a little bit more difficult for me. So now that's folded down. You've got two seats and you've got drinks holders and an armrest. And you've got all your charging points at the back. So you've got two USB-Cs and two standard charging cables that you can see. I'm going to move it back up, which I can do with one hand. I'm going to put a foot on the brake and press the start button. And now it leaps into life. I shall shut the door so it stops telling me off for leaving the door open. I shall pop the lights onto auto. So, one of the first things that I can see from here, I don't know if you can see that from that, is if I just turn the lights off, you can see here, this has a head-up display, which means it displays your speed, rev counter and other information, which appears at the front of your bonnet, which is a lot safer than doing that and that and that if you are driving in traffic and what have you. And that comes from this projector system down here. This is your air conditioning or climate control. It's adjustable for either side. There's no radio signal in here. So you can turn it up and down for either side, and if I press the button, that then means that I have the heat sections for the seats, and I can press that back there, press that, and that will also give you heated seats as well. And then back to air conditioning again. Climate control, which means it's automatic. You've got max clearing on the screen. So as well as, I don't know if you can see this, but there are little lines in the screen. It's a quick clearing windscreen. So not only does it give you a windscreen clearing from the fan, it also has elements within the glass itself which clears the screen really, really well. And then you've got the rear screen as well here. And then this section here is your off-road. Automatic start-stop here, hill descent, low ratio, traction control, and then here is your suspension. So if I press the button here, I can feel that's going up straight away. But you can see now that the suspension is rising into the next one, and again I can feel that creeping up, and I can feel the tyres moving again because my foot's on the brake. There we go. So now we're at the height for wading or for climbing obstacles, and now we're just dropping back down again. There we go. I can just hear everything moving. So nice and easy to use. You can use it from here or you can use it from the back. We have a pistol grip here, so if I pull the trigger back and put it into D, that shows drive. The car will now move forward. If I put it into reverse, you can see now we have two different mirrors. So we've got a really clear reversing mirror, and if I turn the steering wheel, watch what happens to the yellow lines. Not only do you see a veering off of the yellow lines here, but you also see it here. So that gives you a direction of travel, where the front wheels are going to go, where the back wheels are going to go. So if you are trying to reverse in the dark and in the rain, that's going to make it an awful lot easier than if you didn't have it. And if you wanted another view, click onto the 3D and you can adjust the view depending on what you'd like, and that is really cool. That makes parking so much easier. That makes this feel like a much smaller car, especially when you combine it with the fact that this has big mirrors on both sides. And then there's one more item which makes parking a whole lot easier. At the moment I'm looking at the rear view mirror, but of course sometimes you have a passenger in the centre, in which case you'll have a head where this headrest is. Not to worry, because I'll flick that, and then that engages a camera which points out of the back of the car, and that gives you a clear sight, clear view, rear view mirror. So it doesn't matter what's going on outside, who's in front of the mirror, you can always see where you're going behind you. So in terms of use, parking, getting in and out of parking spaces, all these things make this a very easy car to drive. Now I'm going to look at the system here. So we've got 3: navigation, phone and media, so 3 items here, and I can see there's 3 little areas there that are populated, and then you've got these empty ones. That means I can move across and go media, slope assist and compass, so off-road settings, compass, wheel info and weight sensing. Or if I want to go into media, well, not into all the apps rather, I can even deploy the tow bar from here. And if you can hear that going on in the background, that's now deploying the tow bar. It does not get any easier than that. And then picture of the car now with the tow bar. So that's all done. So you can also measure the load, and you can do a trailer bulb check as well, all within the car. Again, it doesn't get any easier. It's designed to make everything really simple for you. You can see here there's CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can mirror what's on your phone on the screen if you prefer to do that rather than using the Land Rover system. And you can see towing and trailers, all the various options here. Makes this actually so easy and an absolute joy to drive. The dashboard here, here we go, let's just turn that on. It's all turned down at the moment because we're inside and it's during the day. It's customizable, so I'm going to press this button and that's going to give me options. So it'll turn the head-up display on or off. I can go brightness and adjust the brightness up for the head-up display. I can press the button again, I can scroll to the top and I can change the layout. So if I go across to here, that's the display. So if I now scroll down using these arrows, I can go into layout and I can change it. At the moment we're showing 2 dial, which is a classic. I can click that and go into one central dial, and if I come back again, I can go into full map. Again, that would normally show green or houses or whatever, but we are actually in a metal building. I can go to media or whatever I like. I can customize what this screen looks like, and that again is very, very cool. Cruise control on this side, and it has lane assist, and then you've got these buttons here which I've just shown you drive that screen, and then you've got the volume on here as well. There is a USB-C and a USB and another charging point. So this car has charging points in the back and it has many charging points in the front. There's another one there. You've got a decent handhold there, so if you do find yourself over some rough terrain, your passengers have got something to hang on to, whereas you have the steering wheel. You can pop your shades in there, like I have. All rather nice. And if you think about what this car is, a lot of people would buy this in lieu of having a van. Now that is very luxurious, that's very comfortable, that's a very nice ride. You've got a lot of power, 300 horsepower in a 3-litre 6-cylinder diesel, and it's got a hell of a lot of character. Now if I had one of those and a van parked side by side, I know which one I'd choose. So I hope you like the car, I hope you like the video and find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawebv.com. Drop us an email or a text or a WhatsApp, or pick up the phone and speak to us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching.